What's up, team? I want to talk about in this video how your goal, maybe your goal is to try to lose weight, so you start cutting your diet, and how your biology, your genetics is actually fighting against you losing weight, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing I actually want to kind of talk about, which I kind of said in my earlier aspect of this video, which was trying to lose weight, I think is very important to understand the difference between trying to get onto a weight loss program or a fat loss program. You might be asking yourself, Herschel, what's the difference? Isn't it the same? So if you are in the headspace that you want to lose a certain amount of weight, like, I understand where that comes from, because when you step onto the scale, you're seeing a weight number come out in pounds or kilos. So I understand where that's coming from, but just from just the understanding of trying to do a weight loss program instead of a fat loss program, I think honestly it comes down to, it's very easy to lose weight. Think about it. So you can eat one Big Mac every single day, not eat for the rest of the day, maybe have a few snacks in between and not work out, and you would lose weight because you're actually burning more calories than what you're consuming. Just weight loss and just trying to cut from your body is literally an equation. Energy going out has to be greater than energy going in. So this is not, it's not the most sustainable way of trying to achieve your goals, mainly because what's happening is, in some cases this will happen, which is if you go down that route, what you're doing, if you're not exercising, you're not doing resistance training, you're not working your muscles, you start to lose the muscle tone that you have within your body. And when you start losing muscle in your body, what's happening is you're decreasing your basal metabolic rate, which is the calories that is burned just from a standpoint of just function, like your body just functioning. Me standing right now and talking to you, I am currently burning calories, and me having the muscles, the body tone, I guess, allows me to be in a healthy basal metabolic rate where I can burn calories. So if you're on a weight loss program, initially you might lose all this weight up front, but then what happens is, if you continue down that type of program, what's going to happen is that your muscle tone is going to decrease, you're not going to be as strong, and you're going to be susceptible to weight gain down the road. So that's the difference between weight loss and fat loss. So when you're focusing on fat loss, what we're doing is we're going to talk about nutrition, making sure you understand your nutrition, understanding your macros, eating healthy, and also coupling that with fitness, with resistance training, with cardio, to have a balance between those two things, because burning calories when you're working out, eating healthy, so you're building muscle and keep maintaining your muscle and your body, will help you have a long-term sustainable weight loss, or fat loss, down the road. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about. So let's now talk about the general understanding, or the general idea that most people have when it comes to trying to lose weight or fat loss programs. So most people think that it's just a general equation. You have to have more energy going out than the energy that's coming in, or what the food that you're consuming. That is true, but there's so much more that is behind the scenes biologically that impacts your motivation and your urges to eat and not to eat. So for people who are going into a program, if they go into a program and they drastically change their diet to the point where they're in a huge caloric deficit, what's happening is, there are two names here biologically, leptin and insulin, are being reduced. And leptin is associated with your urges to eat more and food consumption. So that's a component of it. And insulin, whenever you're decreasing your insulin, when you're cutting down drastically in your weight, what's happening is that, you're more likely, and this has been in research studies, where it promotes more obesity. There's chances of that happening. So when you reduce those two big components in your diet or in your body, what's happening is in your hypothalamus, which is in the center of your brain here, a very small part, secretes a hormone that causes you to have those urges to wanting to eat more. So this kind of explains a lot of those who have tried to cut their weight drastically, or cut their daily diet drastically in one day or in a week, what happens is that you have the urges to maybe eat that chocolate cake or have that slice of pizza. This is coming from just your brain secreting hormones because they are getting a shock to their body, and they want to, you know, your body wants food. So understanding those two components will actually help you get on track to have a more sustainable fat loss program or fat loss type of goal that you're trying to hit. So how do you like try to overcome this dilemma? And I think, you know, with the coaching clients I have, the first thing I talk about is like, hey, we're not gonna go drastic, we're not gonna go cold turkey with how you're currently eating in your life. What we're gonna do is we're gonna switch out a few things, and we're gonna try to get into gradually within over 2 weeks, 4 weeks, into a more of a caloric deficit around 500 calories. So generally for me, for example, I usually burn around 2,200 calories normally. That's like my baseline. But if I want to, you know, cut weight, I usually try to eat 500 calories less. But to get to 500 calories or less a day, you know, depending on your body type and your genetics, that might be too drastic, and that might actually cause you to have more urges to eat those unhealthy foods and try to break out of your break the habit of trying to eat healthy and cut weight. So what I try to do is maybe, like, you know, personally for me, what I kind of did was like, hey, like I used to have 2 slices of bread in the morning with my eggs, and now I cut those two components out, and that's 200 300 calories right there. So I, you know, started with that simple shift in my diet, and what I did was I kept and maintained my diet pretty much. And sure, there's other components to it, your macros and understanding your protein consumption, your fat consumption and carbs, but I wanted to start with a small shift in my mind, because, you know, telling my mind that I can actually do this is the first step in, you know, gaining momentum to kind of get the goal and reach the goal that you want. So after that, you know, then you slowly move into understanding your macros and making sure all the ratios are lining up so you can actually, for me, kind of hit the goals I kind of want. So that's the general understanding of, oh, that's my phone charger. That's generally the understanding of how your body might be fighting against your goal of trying to reduce fat in your body overall. So I hope this video helped, guys. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to share this video. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, I produce 3 videos a week. So this is my second video. The third one will be out later this week. Have a good one, guys.